before I start, this video is for respectful entertainment purposes only. This is not all based on fact. This is my spiritual perspective and perception only. Please do not spread any hate. Do your own research and draw upon your own conclusions. Now, this case was brought to me by a viewer, and how crazy this sounds is, but I've even had like friends and family look at what research they could get. So basically, where I live in the part of the world, I am blocked from watching any videos on this case. I have found very small portions of narrative that I could read. I've only got a photo of his wife. And literally this is how this is. So what I do know is this. So William Yòung was 43 years old at the time of his death in Nashville. He died on July the 20th, 2004 in his car through a bomb explosion. The location was in a car park approximately like half a mile away from an entrance of a resort called Gaylord Opryland. William was catapulted from his SUV vehicle following the explosion. His car license was found near the wreckage and was charred. Background and core pieces to consider in this through investigation. William was married and had a child. He worked in the computer field. He had told his wife that he had gotten a new job setting up a broadband network in Nicaragua just before his death. William's wedding ring and cell phone was left on his bedroom dresser before his death. There was another bedroom in his home which was locked, and in this room was 7 computers that William was using, which may not be unusual for someone who is like a computer tech and working in that field. Allegedly, friends stated William had struggled with separating reality and fantasy from being immersed in like the virtual gaming world, where he was partaking in like a virtual universe where you could sort of play different characters within these games. Allegedly, this gaming had landed William in hot water at work because of his game playing rather than sort of getting on with his work. And apparently he turned in his resignation and left his job after this. He was apparently unemployed for 2 years and had kept this a secret from all of his family. Apparently his finances were in dire straits. William had also wrote a letter to his wife saying that if she was reading this particular letter, that he was most likely dead from the people who were after him because of all the money he owed to them. Apparently the job he had told his wife that he was starting in Nicaragua wasn't real. He had made it up. Just before his death, he had took out $1 million life policy, and also they had found content on his computer devices of how to make pipe bombs. So there's a lot going on with this particular story, and it'll be interesting to see now what the actual cards or scrying ball actually reveals. So we're just gonna get on with that. So let's have a look at what we've got. I'm going to start off with this and see what type of energy, and I'm just going to move it because I like you to be able to sort of see and feel what's going on in my session. What I would say as well, you know, if you're seeing any images in this, you know, let me know, because you could be seeing things, you could be, you know, actually gathering information from these sessions. So, you know, definitely feed in, feedback. The more the merrier, you know. It's not about being precious over things. And I really like to know, you know, especially like some of the people I've started to get connected to through the YouTube uploads. I'm really like excited to hear what, you know, what spiritual downloads they get too. So here we go. Right, so William Yòung. William Yòung, Spirit, can you help me look into this situation and see what was going on with William, and if there is any other information other than what is being shared that is being hidden or needs to come to light. So thank you, Spirit, thank you, Spirit. Can you please let me know? So the first thing that I feel with William is that 100% energy that I get, which is my perception only, is that he definitely was immersed within this virtual reality world. But there was something very dark in this virtual reality world. I feel the people he was connecting to, there was like agendas in this. I do see that it was almost like a marketplace, which seems a bit odd of a word to use in a virtual gaming world, but it feels like a marketplace. It feels that this was not typical gaming. This was more like there was like coercion, there was different types of people in this virtual world. There was like manipulation, control, promises as well. I feel like there being promises made, like people making out that they were, you know, part of like a secret service. So almost like they were recruiters and manipulating users to actually feel this and believe this. It was a very clever tactics as a way of engaging and controlling individuals. I feel that William really felt and believed that he was connected to individuals that were actually going to he believed he had been recruited into something far more meaningful and powerful within the within this world. And I feel as well that he did believe that he was going to be making some type of secret career in this as well. So it was almost like, how can I put it, this person was being sort of like brainwashed. And I feel, you know, I feel he felt he was talking to agents, and that he did before his death feel like he was being targeted. And the money and everything else, I feel they had then started, it's almost like frightening him. He becomes scared. He was scared of what could happen to his family. This is what he believed. And what I'm seeing is that it's almost like they were saying, you need to do X, Y, and Z to pay off debt to us. You need to prove this. You need to do this. And the stuff that they were asking him to do, it just completely went against his values, his integrity as a person. And he was like, he was in this dark web of deceit in this place, and he couldn't follow through with what they were expecting him to do. And he realised what he was now trapped in and what he was involved in, and he felt that the safest way out for everyone was for him to do what he needed to do. And he wanted people to get caught without his family being put at risk. And I think there was like a timeline of when. So in a sense, it was a coerced death. And it's like being trapped, no other way out other than this. So in a sense, he was forced into. What I do find particularly strange is I'm feeling someone else had like remote access to his computers, or one of the computers. There was some type of remote access that was happening, because it feels to me like how to make that particular device was almost shared with him, even though he was like, it appears like he was looking it up. I don't know. It feels like there's some type of remote sharing. That's the energy that I'm feeling. So I do believe there was a lot of underhandedness in this. And, you know, I feel that if someone has been manipulated, coerced into taking their own life, then, you know, they are perpetrators, because, you know, you're putting someone to the point of despair, and they were trying to use him and guising themselves as something entirely different. You know, I feel he thought he was part and parcel of some type of like secret service. And it's very sad when you think about all of this happening, and, you know, this is not the first time this have happened. And, you know, he was a very intelligent man, and it goes to show, you know, it can happen to anyone, you know, this manipulation, coercive control. So I will pull some cards and see what shows up, and see if there is any extras. But so far, that is how I am feeling about the situation. So let's have a look. It's really weird how I couldn't find much at all on this. You know, it'd be good to have had a picture, but it just says it's under data protection laws in the area that I'm in. Okay. Let's have a look. Yeah, I thought you would, I'm going to look at it anyway. He shouldn't have been in there. So, come on, let's have a look. Is there anything extra? Thank you, Spirit. Anything extra? Oh, look. It's his wife. He wanted to make sure that she was well looked after. So you can see like the money and the peacock there, and it's almost like his spirit, that peacock being his spirit energy, making sure she is financially settled. So I like that. There you go. The treachery, the deceit, the sneakery, the stealing of swords, betrayal. So things not seeming as they should be. You can see in the background you got people lying on the ground and the swords being carried by this one individual. And then look at this. It's like all this conflict energy, not good. This is like all that type of energy of like anger, combat. So, you know, it just feels like this is the world he was in, you know, things not appearing what they seemed, and him feeling like he was part of something that was going to make a difference in this world. And it is sad to even think that. So, Spirit, any more cards? Can we see? Okay, nothing feels like he's going to jump. Oh, look, he felt like he was losing everything. And you can see all of that sort of deflation, regret, and then the two energy cups behind him, and the tree shows the decisions he made in how to almost remedy the situation, which is the actions he actually took, and making sure that, you know, through everything that had happened, which he felt was all his fault, he wanted to make sure his family were financially secure. And then we have the devil, and that is the whole energy around this, that there are perpetrators in a different way to how we sometimes see them, but they are perpetrators. What happened to William is, you know, part of like grooming, coercion, manipulation. Like I said, it can happen to anyone at any age. And look, you know, there's his strength over that situation. He wanted to make things right. And then he loved his wife, truly loved his wife, and there's that energy of connection between the two of them. And, you know, spiritually, I would say she probably has a lot of signs from him. And that was his idea. That was his way out. That's what he felt. This is what I'm going to do to make things right. I'm going to take this opportunity, as hard and painful and hurtful as it was for everyone who loved him. He felt that was the right thing to do. So I am going to leave the reading there because it is quite sad as well. But yes, you know, you've got to think about what goes on out in this world. You've got people who are love bombed and coerced into believing a fairy tale. People using other people's images, catfishing, and, you know, money being sent to help them. Men, women, you got people being groomed online, minors believing that they are talking to someone their own age when they're not. And this type of thing that William was involved with was exactly the same as that. So thank you for watching, and blessings for the rest of the day. Bye.